Contest his 150th professional bout. Please put your hands together, give a massive welcome for Stockport's Jamie Devilchild Quinn.
Our MC Phil Seymour quite rightly giving Jamie Quinn the big up there, because this is his 150th pro fight, and that is some achievement. It all started with a win on debut in the home corner, and then he picked up his stool, wandered over to the away corner, and he has been there ever since.
Boxing in his home city of Doncaster, Levi Samuel Smith.
Levi Smith, another local fighter, young fighter too, 21 years old, 3 fights and 3 wins. I saw his debut actually I wasn't there, but it was one of Al Siesta's Cold Wars, the second series in Minsk in November 2020. That was some classic Siesta work to get Fight Night series on over in Belarus to combat COVID, and he won that one over 4 rounds. He's had a couple of wins since. The last one was here back at the end of May.
Yeah, we had a raft of British fighters going out there, didn't we? Some of them taking risky fights as well in the middle of a pandemic.
Introducing to you firstly in the blue corner, wearing blue shorts, he weighed in at 9 stone, 11 pounds. Boxing this evening in his 150th professional contest from Stockport, Jamie Devilchild Quinn. And his opponents across the ring in the red corner, wearing navy shorts trimmed with sky blue. He tipped the scales at 10 stone exactly. He brings to the ring a perfect professional record of 3 wins from 3 contests. One of those wins coming by way of knockout. From right here in Doncaster, Levi Samuel Smith. Your timekeeper is Peter Humphrey of Doncaster. Your referee, Rhys Carter of Cardiff, will now give both boxers their final instructions.
All right, gents, you're professionals, you know the rules. Keep it clean, listen to my instructions, defend yourself at all times. Good luck, shake them up.
This is a lightweight bout scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds.
So Levi Smith with Sean O'Hagan in his corner. Josh Warrington's just arrived actually. Sat on the far side of the ring next to Steve Wood. So here we go. 4 at lightweight here. Jamie Quinn boxing out of the blue corner. Fight number 150 in the light blue and dark blue. Levi Smith in the black and light blue.
I think I've probably seen 140 of those Jamie Quinn fights. Like, he's one of my favourites. It's a story I tell regularly. On one of the early Zelfa Barrett fights, his opponent turned up at the venue with a cold sore and couldn't fight. Jamie got the phone call. He was halfway through a plate of spaghetti bolognese, put it down, drove 30 minutes down the motorway, boxed Zelfa Barrett, went home and finished it. He's a very, very tough man, Jamie.
Smith, who was a decent amateur by all accounts. I saw in his record that he got to a ABA Youth semi-final against Adam Azim. Lost to Azim, and he's making great strides as a pro these days under Shane McGuigan. A real rising star he looks to be.
He's all business, isn't he, Levi Smith? You can tell, you know. The way he started this fight, there looks to be a little bit of meaning behind everything he's throwing. There's plenty of fate, nice and sharp start. Certainly not afraid to punch in combination, is he?
No, he's not. Quinn, nice setup about him. Stays in shape. As you can see, as these fighters have to do, they'll be able to campaign at a number of different weights and just have to make sure they're on point with that weight basically all of the time. Steps in looking for the uppercut there. Smith was slightly short with it.
Just talking to him, Quinn, isn't he? That usually means one of two things, doesn't it? It usually means either trying to draw his sting or he's felt something. One of the two.
He was getting stuck into a bit of that quite early when they called him to the centre of the ring. I think Quinn and fighters like him, they just get it in their nostrils if they think they've got someone up against them who's really at it on the night and is really fancying making an impression and wants to use them to do so. And they'll do anything they can right from the very beginning just to try and take their focus away ever so slightly.
Nice start by Levi Smith, though. You know, taking the centre of the ring. He's plenty of variety. He's moving in and out. Nice, busy start from him, wasn't it? He's got the full team from the gym supporting him, hasn't he? He's got IBF featherweight champion Josh Warrington watching on the far side. Was lightweight champion Maxie Hughes here in the corner holding the bucket. Sean O'Hagan, Frank Hopkins, a fully fledged member of the team.
Absolutely, Maxie Hughes, the COVID king.
Yeah.
You look at what happened to his career since the pandemic. It's been absolutely tremendous, and you really do love to see it, because you see fighters who battle hard, who work hard, who get themselves into positions to challenge for titles. It doesn't quite go their way, and you just begin to wonder whether it's going to happen. It was much the same with Josh Whale, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From this part of the world as well. And then all of a sudden it does happen, and they're on a roll then. And all of that work, Jason Cunningham, another one, all of that work that they put in down the years, and that refusal to give in, that refusal to give up hope. It's what the sport's all about in so many ways.
Holds himself well, doesn't he, Smith? He really looks the part, doesn't he? You know, his hands are nice. He's nice and relaxed. He looks ready to capitalise on any little mistake. He's a very poised fighter. Quinn's just shut up shop for the time being, hasn't he? He's not willing to offer any little windows of opportunity for Levi Smith.
No, he just throws a couple of jabs there as he moves off to his left-hand side, but what he's concentrating on mainly is just pulling those feet back when he needs to, and he's doing well with it, because Smith's finding it hard to get into range. He's getting into range enough to be able to hit gloves and hit forearms and make some kind of contact, but not to be able to really find that biting point. If anything there, got slightly too close with the left hand. That's really the main job if you're on the road. If you can mess with a fighter's distance, then that's how you get through, isn't it? Because if you control the distance, you control the fighters, as people generally say, and it's true.
Yeah, as you said earlier, and you've got two options. You can either get too close and spoil the work and maul them and hold them, or you can get way out the way and be safe there. There's two distances you can win at, isn't there? Or stay safe at, not win. But that middle range and the good prospects can make sure that the fight is there all the time, can't they? Can pretty much hide the foot movements and use punches to get the feet close, and that's what really marks out the real promising fighters from the guys who might not quite reach the levels they want to. If you can make a fight to be fought on your terms, if you can dictate the pace and distance, then you're going along the right tracks.
But it's nice and busy here, Smith. Just feinting with that front foot, in and out with that front foot. Max Quinn up to the corner at the end of the round.
The Northside gym in Manchester is a real conveyor belt for these days opponents. You do get lots of trainers, you know, they use it as their like base for a while. You know, they'll leave one gym and they'll crop up in another with their little group of fighters, and we all have our own slot during the day. But it does seem to be becoming a bit of a home for the opponents at the moment.
We mentioned William Warburton earlier on, didn't we? And it was always Joe, wasn't it? Joe Pennington by his side throughout his career.
And I think pretty much every boxer in Manchester has come through the North Side at some point. They all either boxed amateur for them or have spent some time there. It's one of those gyms that very rarely gets mentioned. You know, it's the famous ones, the Champs Camp, the Colliers, the Moston, the Gallaghers, the Phoenix Camp. They all get lots of talk, but Northside's like the workhorse of a group. That's the one that keeps moving every single day of the week. Keeps churning people out.
Just dipping to his left-hand side, looking for that left to the body there. Smith, the challenge here again is just to get into range. Right hand there lands, but taken on the forearms by Quinn, who is solid defensively, as we know. He's only been stopped 5 times, so it's some task.
Yeah, always by real good fighters and heavy punches. I remember being there when Anthony Kakachi stopped him, but it's a very, very rare occasion anybody really makes an impression on Jamie Quinn. He likes carp fishing and he likes a rave. That's some combination, isn't it?
Somebody somewhere at some point has combined those activities, I'm sure. I'm not quite sure how that would go, but... Again, just steps in and bangs to the body there, Smith. He's nice and patient here. He's sticking to his boxing. The energy's good, the tempo's good, the foot movement's good. There's nothing you can really point at here and say that he's not doing right. He's just in with somebody who knows how to defend himself, knows how to protect himself.
I like the fact that he's not neglecting the body. You know, he's not fixated on headhunting, is he? He's mixing it up and down. He's constantly looking for a way to create a little window for himself. But say Quinn's pretty wise to everything.
There's a long gap between his first and second pro fight. I mentioned that outing in Minsk in late 2020. Didn't box again until February this year in Leeds. Then his last one was here at the end of May. It's been a very difficult period, as everybody's only too aware, just to get your career moving again. But it was good to see him take the opportunity to go to Belarus and get involved in that Alcesta enterprise. As you say, there were plenty of fighters who went over there and took tough fights. I saw one last week, Lucas Ballingall. He went over and took a hard fight. He got a draw. I thought he won, and put in a really good performance last week, actually, to win the English super lightweight title. Sinio Byfield, who we'd seen in big fights, he went over. Kingsley Ogbenike, he was really unlucky not to win his fight. They were good matches, by and large.
Yeah, they were. Siesta saw a little window there, didn't he? But he knew that the fights would have to be competitive, and a lot of people. There were some big fights actually rumoured, weren't some big names were rumoured to be going over, and it never actually materialised. But yeah, but fair play to the guys that actually did and took the risk.
Seconds out for your fourth and final round.
So into the fourth and final round. Levi Smith has boxed well here. As we've been saying, he's kept the tempo high. His shape has been good. You know when you get in with somebody like Quinn that the stoppage is unlikely, and you just want to make sure you work hard. You work on the things that you've been working on in the gym, try and put them into practice and get as much out of this as you possibly can.
As we said, I don't think there's much more Josh beg your pardon. Levi Smith could have done here really, and you know he's maintained that pace, hasn't he? You know he's kept the ideas going. He's moved his feet. He's feinted lots. It's just that Quinn's not bit on anything he's thrown really, as he's not given him a single opportunity. Certainly not for the lack of trying.
No, absolutely. You can't really pick holes in this at all. Doubles up on the jab, looks for the right hand.
He's done it without a hair coming out of place as well.
Yeah, he has. He has. It's that left hand to the body, and that just shows you what Quinn's conditioning is like, because that was a good solid shot. And he didn't flinch.
When Quinn does have success in his fights, it's when that physical strength tells. You know, he'll be in against a young fighter who's not quite grown into the weight yet, and if he suddenly come up against Jamie Quinn, you can see he's solid as a rock, and he can use that strength, and he can, you know, use his experience, weigh on them, and really make them feel the weight and feel the pace. But Levi Smith's not been in that game today, has he? You know, he's been in and out. He's dictated the pace, and Quinn's strengths paid absolutely no difference to the fight whatsoever.
Final few seconds, Quinn just celebrating almost. Big embrace between the two. He got plenty out of that, Levi Smith. Jamie Quinn, in fight number 150, gets through to the final bell, as he almost always does.
After 4 rounds of action, we go to referee Reese Carter's scorecard. He scores the contest at 40 points to 36 in favor of your winner from Doncaster, Levi Samuel Smith.
So Smith with a win there. Good workout for him, that's what it was. And just having a quick conversation with Jamie Quinn and discussing what happened between the pair of them there over the 12 minutes, comparing notes.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.